And today's video is titled, okay, let me look at my notes. Oh yeah, what makes a woman immature? Now, first of all, I want to say, like, this isn't a woman bashing video or a woman bashing channel. But what this is a channel to help women discover what's going on with them, because a lot of women don't know. A lot of women can't see their faults. A lot of women can't see. And I really started to see this when I watched a lot of trending YouTubers who, like, some will view it as bashing women, while others will view it as constructive criticism, and yet another may see it as just trying to help women, right? Everyone has a different point of view. But with the journey that I've been on recently, and what I've learned is that women have a tendency not to see their faults. They don't want to admit them. Their friends coddle it. Their parents coddle them. And what you'll find is in relationships and at work is where women will have the most difficulty or challenges until they learn, because those are people who don't have to coddle you. Your coworkers don't have to coddle you. They just have to come in, clock in, work, get paid, right? And in relationship, to an extent, your partner should coddle you, but not always, because they have their own problems and their own life they're living too. So that's what I found in life. Those are the places where you're going to find where you're not going to be coddled, right? But then you'll find those are the places where people have the most pushback from life, right? So it's not a women bashing video. I'm a woman. I love women. I love women of all walks, and I want to help the woman who used to be me to get to the level where I am now, so that you can be in a healthy, functioning relationship with a healthy, functioning person. Okay? So, my first point is impatience. Now, impatience, I'm going to give you an example. You call your spouse, boyfriend, whoever you're dating, they don't answer, and you get mad. And then you may send them a triggered text or leave them a triggered voicemail. That is a sign of immaturity. You don't know what's going on. They could have gotten into a car accident. They could have been helping someone. They could be at the hospital with someone. You don't know. At least give them time to explain what happened before you jump the gun, cuss them out, accuse them of something. Now, if it's like an ongoing thing to where they're ignoring you or not answering, then by all means, just cut off the communication. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about a healthy relationship where you know that this may be a person who really just has something going on, and instead of you being patient enough to find out what happened, you didn't blew off the handle, because a mature person is not going to deal with that. They're not going to deal with that. They're going to walk away from you, right? And then you'll find that the women will be like crying, or they'll get on social media and start venting, right? And then and then when people comment on the venting, they get triggered. Like, I've never been a social media venter per se, but I will see friends of mine or women who vent, and then they'll get triggered by the men that comment. But you started this thread in a triggered manner, right? That's being immature. Okay, so showing signs of impatience is a sign of immaturity. How can you change that? You have to pace yourself in relationships. You have to pace yourself in friendships. You have to pace yourself in anything. Okay. If you're not a patient person, you're gonna find out you don't have long-term friendships. You're gonna, because sometimes, like, even with a friendship, right? You may have a friend's work, they have children. So maybe they can't talk to you every day. Maybe you might only hear from some friends once a week, once a month, hell, once every few months. We all are adults. A mature person realizes that, and they're not gonna put like silly little petty little demands on people. Another thing about impatient, like I said in the previous video, maybe if the person is late for a date. Now, if they're always continuously late, then that's their pattern, and if that's a deal breaker for you, then definitely learn how to walk away. Don't try to, sorry, it's on my mouth. Don't try to force somebody to be something they're not. Definitely try to talk to someone, but if they don't hear you, but the whole part of being impatient is not, maybe it's a person that flat tire, but you're so impatient, ready to go off the hell, they late, not even knowing what happened. That is a sign of maturity. Okay. Like literally, I know this stuff sounds easy, but when you're in the midst of it, women, because they tend to be emotional, they fly off the handle, they don't think things through, they don't think things logically. Now, for back to the situation where the like the guy don't answer the phone or something, right? If he really is playing games or something, that's called, right? If it's because what's not in the dark gonna come to the light. You ain't even gotta really do no investigating. It's gonna fall into your lap. Trust me, it always does. Okay, because the people that are lying about why they didn't call you usually end up showing their hand. You know what I'm saying? So have the maturity to wait and see what is going on. Okay, and in that case, the person who is playing games, that's a red flag. Leave the relationship. That's a big red flag. Okay. A person lying about calling you back or not calling you, not answering for if a person ain't answered in days, that's a red flag. They probably got another relationship. I shouldn't have to like I shouldn't have to, but I have to. So you have to use your maturity in your brain to know that that's a red flag and that may not be a relationship that's good for you. It's not going to work for you. How people start off generally is how they're going to finish. So if they start off ignoring you, if they start off ignoring your calls, that's not a good thing and that's a red flag. And I'm literally sitting here telling y'all that so y'all can know. Okay? So, not budgeting is a sign of immaturity. If you don't know how to pay your bills or run your household or you're always needing to call the dude because you don't okay. First of all, I'm gonna say this. If you wanna come I'm talking about signs of immaturity. Like if you're in a relationship that's already established, then bills and stuff is already gonna be established. But I'm talking about single or while you dating, you still doing your thing. Like, if a dude offers to pay your bill, that's cool. But every month you shouldn't be begging your dude to pay your bills. Like, or what are you doing with your money? What are you budgeting? Like, it's a difference between needing help or falling on hard times and every month you just begging because you can't budget your money, because you don't know how to save money, because you don't know how to say, I don't need this dress right now. I need to pay this bill, or I don't need this dress right now. I need this gas money to get to work. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be shopping online, right? And then the next day, now you gotta beg for gas money or ask for gas money. Like, that's not budgeting. You have to be mature enough to know what's more important. Is it more important to buy a $200 dress or to have $200 that week to go to work? But there are people out there who don't do it. And then you the person your person you're dating finds out, and to them, if they're a mature person, they're gonna see you as immature because you don't budget money. This is the truth. This is the true thing that goes on. Like, for a minute it may slide, but a mature person, a mature spouse, a mature counterpart, right, is not going to keep allowing that. They're going to get tired of that and they're going to walk away from you, right? A healthy person will, as they should. If you don't know how to budget by this age or run a house, then why are you on this road to try to get married to someone and you can't? You know what I'm saying? And budgeting can even be, even if you are in a relationship, right? Say you are in a relationship and you don't work and your spouse does work, right? So, you still should be able to budget to, what do I need for groceries? Like, so if you know it's you and your spouse in the house, maybe y'all got kids, maybe y'all don't. You shouldn't be buying a $200 dress that week if you know you gotta buy groceries. That's immature. You shouldn't be buying some new heels so they just came out if you know you can't afford other things. Immaturity. Honestly, at this point in life, if you don't have a savings, money put up, that's immature. And that's also a part to budgeting, because you should be at a point in life where you learn how to be financially responsible. And these are things that a mature, okay, from talking to women, whatever, right? A mature man is looking for in a woman. How does she budget her money? What does she spend her money on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, maybe, if it's a rich guy who's into a flashy life, I can imagine he don't care. He gonna buy you whatever, and that's cool. But I'm just talking about today. I'm not living a rich life right now, right? I'm got my store going on. I got, I had to learn, but I had to learn how to budget, right? So it's not like I'm beating y'all up. I'm telling y'all from my experience. I had to learn how to budget and become financially responsible too, right? So, but realistically, we not all dating a millionaire who can just buy us whatever and we can just look cute all day. Some of us gotta work, or maybe pursuing our careers or our dreams, or entrepreneurs. And so in that, you want to be able to show what you can do with your finances. You should have some type of proof of what you got going on with your finances, right? At this age in our life, we should have a place to stay, a car or a bike or whatever it is that's stable. Some people are have anxiety and don't drive. I get that. So you should still be able to show how you are able to budget and financially responsible. So I'm just telling you, running out to buy a new pair of shoes or going to a concert when you know that you need to be paying for your school books is immature. And the person that you dating going to see that and they're going to think that. And if they're a mature person, they're going to walk away from you. And you can't be mad at them for walking away because you are immature. You have to grow up, okay? So being financially responsible is a part of being a mature woman, okay? So the next point, which I kind of talk about a lot, and this actually, it's a hard one for me. It was a hard one for me. I learned it was a hard one for me. I'm now correcting the problem. Do I still get triggered? Sometimes, but for the most part, I think I've grown a lot, right? Not listening. Me, myself, my biggest problem has always been if a guy is giving me constructive criticism, right? I will, at every point he's trying to say in his conversation, I'll try to stop his conversation and argue that point before he can even finish what he's trying to say, right? I will not even let him get out what he's trying to say. This is the old me. I had to learn how to stop doing that and be a mature person and let the person get their point across. Tell me what they want to tell me. Tell me the constructive criticism. I had to learn how to be emotionally mature enough to hear what they're saying without getting triggered and start argument or yelling or hanging up on them. Those are all signs of an immature woman. And a mature man is going to see that and he's going to walk away. And this is what we find is like a lot of women saying, why am I alone? Why am I single? Why I can't find anybody? You've had somebody. You messed it up by being immature. You have to face reality. It's the only way you're going to either rekindle with that person or meet the next person that's best for you is when you start admitting that you don't listen. Okay, I'm just saying. I went through this, so it's not. I'm not gonna never give y'all experiences for stuff that I don't know about. I'm gonna give y'all stuff experience I know about because we as women, especially like independent women who like got our own place and got our things, careers going on, we feel like we don't want no one to tell us nothing, and to an extent we shouldn't. But at the same time, if you so hard headed to where nobody can tell you nothing, then you really not smart. You're not gonna learn. There's you don't know everything. There's nobody that knows everything. Even with me running a business, I still have to talk to other business owners to hear what they've been through or for them to give me their insight. You know, because I have other friends who own businesses and I always am talking to them, linking with them, getting advice and stuff. I don't know it all about running a business, you know what I'm saying? So I have to, and that is an extension of a work ethic. And like I said, work relationships and love relationships are where you're gonna find the most backlash and because those people don't have to coddle you. They are there for that for reasons separate from friendships or whatever. And so if you're not a woman who cannot hear what your man is saying without getting triggered, or even if you mad, right? You could be flaming mad at what your dude is telling you. Your face could say it, but if you can control your mouth to still let him finish his sentence and then say what you got to say without demeaning, degrading, or just tit for tatting whatever his constructive criticism is, you are a mature woman. But if you got to keep tit for tat, if you got to be mad and blow up and cuss and get all unruly like it's a kid arguing with a 2-year old, that's a sign of immaturity. If you have not mastered the technique of not being pulled into getting mad because the person that you're talking to is mad, or not becoming mad because the person that you're talking to is giving you constructive criticism, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. And you're probably going to be going through a lot of jobs too, because you're going to get a boss who's going to need to tell you something constructively. If you just blow up and get mad when the boss try to tell you something, it's not going to work. Now, I know to an extent you're getting paid there. See, and that's another analogy too, right? You getting paid to be at work, so you definitely gonna deal with more at work than you do with your spouse because you ain't getting paid to be with your spouse, theoretically speaking, right? But at the same time, it don't matter even if you're getting paid at work. Blowing up at work is not a good thing. It's just not. It's unprofessional and it's immature. Just like blowing up in a relationship, unless it's something that warrant, like okay, yo person cheating, yeah, you should blow up. Okay, I get it. But like smaller issues, bills, you should be able to talk about. You know, going on dates or planning trips or rearing the kids. These are all things you should be able to talk about without getting argumentative, without cussing, without getting upset. If you immature, it's immature you if every time you try to talk to your spouse about the kids, you arguing. That's immature. They're gonna get tired. It's called nagging. And then, it's called nagging. That's what men call it. They call it nagging. And it is. A woman feels like she's trying to get her point across. But if you're getting your point across involves yelling, screaming, getting loud, and getting overly emotional, dudes don't respond to that. They are not overly emotional creatures. They are logical creatures. You're gonna have to learn how to control your emotions in order to speak through situations. Okay. So that's a sign of an immature woman, a woman who can't listen, who can't take constructive criticism, who can't keep herself calm enough to let the person finish what they're saying and then respond without becoming triggered or getting overexcited. Another sign of a immature woman is being selfish. And being selfish is, I bought me something to eat and I didn't buy you nothing to eat because you did that to me last week. Or you out with your dude and maybe he did something else to you, and then you wait till you out to be flirting with other dudes because you know it's gonna trigger him. That's selfish. Or picking a time when he out with his boys to pick an argument with him. That's selfish. You being selfish. It's not about you getting your point across or you standing up for yourself. It's about you being selfish because there's a time and a place for everything. Whenever you feel like if your dude is at work, it's not a time for you to call him on the phone and start expressing some dumb stuff. Like he at work, he already stressed out from work or dealing with that or running business, whatever your dude doing. It's selfish of you to try to put all these emotions on somebody while they at work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wait till it's a better time to talk about it, or write down what your grievance is and try to see how you can work it out yourself and then address your spouse. But it's selfish of you to push stuff like that on yourself. It's selfish of you to. It's just so many. It's just women don't see how they be selfish. Like men go through different stuff and they got different things on their back, right? And it's just selfish for us to get, we women and we emotional, but we have to learn how to deal with our emotions on our own. It's selfish of us to try to pour all our emotions onto a man. That's not how they work. That's not how they built. They are built off logic and reason. Is how they are. It's how society builds them. It's how they are raised, and it's the way it is. And you know just being, y'all know what selfish is, and y'all know when y'all can be selfish, knowing that you have selfish ways and not caring to work on them is a sign of immaturity. If you know you selfish and you're not willing to work on changing it or fixing it, that's a sign of you being an immature woman. It's not a sign of you sticking up for yourself. You have to know boundaries between sticking up for yourself and saying your point of view and your side of things constructively without yelling, screaming, and getting triggered, between yelling and going off because you feel like you got to be heard and you feel like your side is more important. If you feel like your side is more important, you selfish and you immature because both sides matter. Because thank you, hi Benny Drees, nice, thank you. Okay, but that's selfish of you to think in a relationship all that matters is your side of stuff. Then why are you in a relationship? Then go be single, get you 10 cats, and you can go live with your cats. Like, for real, okay? But if you're in a relationship, you're not in it to be selfish because it's two whole people coming together to work towards having the same goals in life, okay? So definitely being selfish is a sign of an immature woman, okay? It's being real with y'all, okay? So just work on y'all triggered emotions and stuff like that. Okay, next one is, I'm looking at my notebook, y'all. So the next one is not admitting faults and not willing to change. That's a sign of immaturity. If you're not willing to look at your faults, because we all know we got them. It's just like, once again, people around us, because it used to be me, but people around us, like our parents or our friends, will coddle our faults instead of telling us what they are. Like me personally, I used to have friends like that, right? But now I don't. Like, those people kind of phased out. I like to be around people who gonna tell me what's going on and be real with me so I could fix it and I could change. You know what I'm saying? So You know you got faults within yourself. Like your fault is you always snappy, you always got an attitude, you always run your eyes, you always whatever your faults are, right? And you know them, and you're not willing to change. You're not even willing to change for this to have a healthy relationship and get married. You're immature. I'm telling you, I'm a woman. I know how it is. I know my faults. I know what I will do, and I'll be doing it, and I won't care. I'll be selfish, and I still won't care. And I know that that's a fault of mine, right? And a part of you becoming mature is facing your faults and then actively changing them. Now, you can't change a pattern overnight. We get that. But how you can change a pattern, it takes what? It takes 30 days to change a pattern, right? How you can change a pattern, write your fault down and then write how you can fix that fault and then do that for 30 days. Even if you sit there and write it for 30 days or once a week, whatever, you know what I'm saying, on a continual basis, it's going to get into your mind to the point to where you're going to be able to change that trait about you. But you got to care enough about yourself to want to change it, or at least care enough about being in your healthy relationship to want to change it. But never admitting you ain't got no faults and not being willing to change them is a big sign of being an immature woman, okay? And once again, I'm not bashing women because some people are going to probably feel like I am, but I'm not. I'm on myself. This is just what I learned and the steps I had to take in order to start attracting more healthier men. It's just, I know I intend for this video to help someone to be able to get past those barriers and blocks that I had in order to walk into healthy relationships and meet healthy people. Because, side note, but what I have learned is once you become healed and healthy, you attract healthy people. And it's crazy because, like, I used to be a woman used to say in the past, all men are bad or all men cheat. And if that's what you see, then that's what you're going to get. But once you heal and become healthy, that's not what you see now. You see, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. You see good people and you will attract healthier, better, greater people. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. So the next one is tit for tat. Y'all know we love some tit for tat. Oh, he left his clothes outside the laundry basket, then I ain't gonna wash his clothes. Come on now, grow up. Just address it. You don't even gotta scream and holler, just politely address it, you know what I'm saying? Wash the clothes or whatever it is. I'm not trying to sound sexist or masochistic, but I'm just giving y'all a real life example because this is stuff that really happened. You know what I'm saying? So that tit for tat, like, oh, he came late, so now I'm not gonna cook dinner. Like, this dude working stuff. You feel me? Maybe he spent time with his boys after work when he felt like he should have came straight home, whatever. He still gotta eat. He's still a human. This is a collective relationship that goes on from day to day. So why is you not about to cook dinner like you normally do? That's your normal program. Cause you mad because he went out with his boys. Like, come on now. I mean, you could be like, you could be like, yeah, go get something to eat. Okay, granted, yeah, whatever, and he will. But I'm saying, like, on a continual basis, that's stuff that's like can build up to being detrimental to your relationship. Like, y'all both need each other in a relationship. In a healthy relationship, you gonna need each other and you gonna learn each other needs and then you gonna work toward bringing that stuff together, right? You gonna balance each other. So you don't have to be tit for tat. If you a tit for tat person, if everything he do, you gotta do something. That relationship ain't gonna last long. It's gonna become toxic or domestic violence, right? And that's not healthy, and that should not be what you want. That's not normal. Okay. So just that tit for tat stuff, just use your brain and your maturity level to say, okay, I don't gotta stoop to this level. It's something else I could do. Avoiding problems. Avoiding problems is a sign of immaturity. Like letting bills pile up or you know what I'm saying, not rearing the children or leaving the kitchen dirty. Like you just walking by these problems and you avoiding them and you not doing nothing actively to fix them. That is a sign of an immature woman. You know what I'm saying? Or knowing that just this stuff. It's just men look at this stuff and they don't always voice it, especially at our age now, because you should be old enough to realize when you're doing something wrong and correct it. By the time you 30, especially like 35 and up, you should be old enough, if you healthy, to look at to look at something and correct it. You should you know that you it's just certain stuff that you should know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit here and tit for tat tell you everything that y'all should know. Like, we all grown. But you know for a fact that it'd be stuff that you avoiding that you need to deal with: finances, relationships, co-workers, stuff. You avoiding problems don't fix nothing, and then it blow up in your face, or it blow apart, or it fall apart, and you don't understand why, because you avoided it, because you're not being realistic. You have to deal with your issues, deal with your problems. You have to face them. Just like when you used to go to school and you knew the bully was coming the next day, and there was always that kid that didn't go to school. Like, okay, so what, you gonna just change schools and never go to another school? No, your parent gonna make you go to school. They gonna find out you been cutting or whatever. They gonna make you go. You still gonna have to fight that bully. You could have been fought that bully last month or last week, but instead you've been avoiding the problem. You gonna have to face that bully. Whatever it is, you gonna have to face it. That's a sign of maturity. People always love the person that face they bully. That's why the little person that faced the bully always become like a hero or underdog, because they face their problem, and they face that problem. You feel me? And that's a sign of a person being mature. Okay, a mature woman. Don't avoid your problems. Just deal with them. Okay. Um. Oh, belittling your spouse, saying you dumb, you stupid, that ain't enough, that ain't good enough, you don't make enough money, this ain't enough money, that type of stuff. You immature. Because if you feel like your spouse don't make enough money, then why don't you get out there and help them to find a better job or career? Like, if you really are a mature person that really want to help this person instead of belittling them, help them to the next level. That's what it's supposed to be about. Y'all working together to help each other. Not you just belittling them and making them feel like they ain't man enough, or they ain't good enough, or they don't make enough. Like, why are you in a relationship? If you want to belittle somebody, you don't need to be in a relationship. That's toxic. It's going to lead to domestic violence. It's going to lead to other things. And I find that, that just nobody wants to be belittled. You don't want to be belittled. And I understand that maybe, everybody ain't grew up in a healthy household. So maybe belittling was something that you seen between your parents, or that you got from your mother, and I understand that. But at some age, at some point in your adulthood, you can't blame stuff on your childhood no more. You seeing the effects of what's going on. So now you got to take what you've been through and take it into something positive. You have to change your ways. You have to change your ways. You can't go around belittling somebody because you got belittled when you was coming up. That's a sign of being immature. Okay. Um. Oh, this one, down talking other women. Like, men say, okay, I ain't getting in that, right? You always hear men say, I ain't getting that. That's a woman thing. But they still pay attention to how you treat other women. Men do pay attention to how you look at other women. You know what I'm saying? A man can tell if you think other women have something that you don't. A man that's in tune with you can tell what's going on with you. And so, like me, when I meet women and when I don't know, unless you like egregiously went out of your way to do something to me, I'm not gonna. Well, I would never belittle another woman anyway, but I will tell you, like, hey, I don't want to speak, whatever, have a good day, blah blah. But for the most part, I'm really the type of person like, hey, beautiful, how you doing? I like your shoes, like your dress. But that's a sign of me being mature. An immature woman is the one that be like, oh, she thinks she cute in her dress. You immature. Obviously she is cute in your dress if you commented, first of all, but it's something that you being negative towards. It's something within you that's making you want to belittle the next woman. You know what I'm saying? That's a sign of immaturity. And men necessarily don't get in women stuff like that, but they hear everything you saying. They hear you on the phone talking to your girlfriends. They hear the type of woman you are. Then later on down the line, when y'all might get into an argument, when your dude get into an argument and he call you messy or something, and then you acting all shocked like you don't know. No, you are. You be on the phone with your homegirls belittling women. You be out at a restaurant talking about another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like maybe a young girl with a short skirt will come in. Okay, you don't gotta belittle her. Obviously, you don't know how that girl was raised. You don't know if she never don't have a mama at home to tell her how to dress. You don't know how people are raised. You don't have to belittle somebody to help them. You know what I'm saying? You could say, hey, you a beautiful young girl. Your dress a little short, but you're very beautiful. I understand you trying to show your body off. Just, think about how you present yourself, hot sister girl. Now, see how I just said that? And usually I get positive feedback back, instead of me being like, you look like a hoe, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, belittling another woman. You could tell a woman, well, me being an older woman now, I like to help the younger women to realize their value. And so if I do see a woman who's inappropriate, a young girl who's inappropriately dressed, I usually will say something if I feel like she's approachable. I usually start with, because I have a 17-year-old, you know what I'm saying? I'm raising a young woman, and it's stuff she ain't gonna walk out this house wearing, right? And so, and I feel like a lot of us has lost the village mentality. But it do take a village. And maybe a girl that I might, get that nice advice to, she may change or maybe she not. Or maybe she might look line better later in her life like we usually do and say, hey, I remember when that lady told me to dress like this and you know what? She was right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you this. If you gotta belittle other women, that's a sign that you an immature woman. I'm telling you, that's a sign of immaturity. And it's like you'll think it's okay and you'll be on the phone saying it, but really your dude is listening and he hear what you're saying and he definitely see you as immature. And I'm just trying to show you guys ways to that you can work on yourself because I had to work on myself too in order for your spouse to see you as mature. Okay. So okay, oh, this is my last one. Well, this one and I thought of another one, but so how you carry yourself, okay? Like you walk into a room as you, hey y'all, what you doing? Like, okay, you immature because you trying to command the attention in this room in total wrong manner. You can come in the room dressed, nightly kept, well polished, and don't say nothing and command everybody attention in the room. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is a time to be loud. Like, if your kid is getting beat up or something, yeah, it's time to be loud and get active or whatever. But walking into a room, it shouldn't be the first thing. It's all about you. That's a sign of you being immature. And men look at that. Like, they gonna look at that type of girl. Is she probably fun for the night or to have fun with? But to take you seriously, no. He can't even take you nowhere because you're loud and you always doing stuff and being ghetto. Then he got to be always making excuses or excusing stuff for you. Like, no, that's immature. Like, grow up. Learn how to keep quiet. Walk in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Your presence is going to be heard louder than your voice could ever be. Like I would imagine like a Beyonce. She walk into the room, she not gonna be loud and making all this noise and rah rah and stuff. I'm only assuming I don't know her in real life, but she's gonna come in, not kept nicely, with her monotone, right? So that's how you want to be walking into a room. I'm telling you, walking in loud, you walking in trying to command attention by being loud, you are going to be seen as immature. If you walk around as being loud and talkative, but you talkative because you just talking. You know how women can be. You just talking. You're not even saying nothing constricted to what's going on in the program right now. You're not coming in here trying to make one-on-one basis with people in this room to figure out what's going on. You just walking into this scene trying to command the attention. Like, that's immature. Like, everybody else didn't have something going on before you came in here. That's immature. Like, if you're making a joke or something, okay, I get it. Come in, make your joke, go back to yourself. Like, that's okay. But to come in being loud, walking around, with your attitude popping and stuff, that's a sign of immaturity. It's not a sign of you being yourself or expressing yourself. It's a sign of you being selfish and trying to command everybody's attention in this room. You don't have to command people attention. If you coming in the right mannerism with the right presence, they gonna give you their attention. But you're not gonna understand that until you become mature. So as long as you immature, you gonna think that being loud is a way for you to command respect for people, and it's not. And you're not a dude, so what you trying to be loud for anyway? Like, it'd be funny, but this is true stuff. Oh, another sign of immaturity is, I don't know if I said it or not, but I say always arguing, but always arguing. Like, you could meet a person and y'all arguing within 5 minutes. That's because you immature. You're not you. If it's a way to curb people without arguing, without getting upset, without cussing or getting loud. It's a part of being an adult, learning how to handle yourself in situations without getting loud and disrespectful. Like, if you out at a club, right? You don't like, it's a way to just curb people or to let people know that they in your space without being loud. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to always escalate it. If every situation or argument you get into or dispute you get into or just, it don't have to be a dispute, just back and forth talk, it turned into a fight or it turned into you getting loud and cussing, that is a sign of you being immature. It's not a sign of you sticking up for yourself. It's not a sign of you, I'm just being me. It's literally a sign of you being immature. I hate when people say I'm just being me or I'm just speaking up for myself. You not. You being immature, you being selfish. You monopolizing this whole room and this whole party now all because of you. It's just a sign of being immature. And I feel like people want to, they want to say see it as them sticking up for themselves. You can stick up for yourself and speak in good mannerism with good etiquette using your language. You can still stick up for yourself. You don't have to be loud and trying to fight everybody body or every, but yeah, exactly, self-control and emotional control, emotional intelligence. But a lot of people, a lot of women. Now I'm just talking about. I'm sorry they do. Like I'm telling y'all, I'm not trying to bash women, but I want to help y'all see it because I had to do it too. You have to learn emotional intelligence. If you can learn emotional intelligence, you can go on to have a healthy relationship. You're going to get engaged. You're going to get married. It don't matter if you got, a leg missing. Okay, because I see it on Instagram. People, I'm telling you, it be women on Instagram might be like, oh, they got married. It's because they probably have emotional intelligence. I mean, not to say every marriage is healthy. I always got to go on tangents because there's always going to be somebody to say this or that. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. Emotional intelligence will cover a multitude of issues in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, right? So basically, them was my points I wanted to get. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm just gonna be doing live videos from now on because they can be longer and I can really get my points across. But I appreciate everybody that came in here this morning and watched my live. If you guys have some suggestions for videos you like me to do, please leave them in the comment section. And as always, I will talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.